So we want to see how we can interface camera with Raspberry Pi 4. So as you can see, this is a sample of a camera that we're going to be interfacing to Raspberry Pi 4. This camera uses a CSI ribbon, as you can see. So it's going to be connected to the CSI camera port of our Raspberry Pi 4. So what I mean by the CSI camera port, I'm going to show you where the port is located. So you can see this is a CSI camera connector port. Are you seeing it? So this is where you're meant to connect the camera that you want to interface. Although you have another option of using an external webcam that you can just connect directly at the USB port of a Raspberry Pi. Okay, so here I have my own camera that I want to be using. Looking at this camera, you can see that it has it's a night vision camera. So it has an infrared light here. You can see that one infrared light here, another one here. So it has an LDR sensor, very tiny LDR sensor here. That's how it knows when it's dark and when it's day. So this is a very special camera. So that's what we're going to be using. So we're going to interface it directly with our Raspberry Pi. So for us to do that, the first thing we need to do is to understand what the Pi camera is. So Pi camera module is a camera which can be used to take pictures and high definition video. So Raspberry Pi board has CSI, that's camera serial interface. The CSI interface to which we can attach Pi camera module directly. This Pi camera module can attach to the Raspberry Pi's CSI port using 15-pin ribbon cable. So features of Pi camera. Here we have used Pi camera version 1.3. So these features are listed below. This is 5 megapixel. Looking at it, you can see the resolution. This is the frame rate at 1080 resolution. This is a frame rate at 720 resolution. This is a frame rate at 960 resolution, and so on. So it can capture wide still images of resolution 2595 by 1944 pixels. That's CSI interface enabled. That's if CSI interface is actually enabled. Okay, so let's begin. So we're going to go straight to Pi. So I'm going to go straight to a Raspberry Pi. So let's first of all make sure that in our configuration settings the camera is being enabled. So I'm going to go to Raspberry Pi configuration. Then I go to interfaces here. So awesome. So our camera is enabled. Ensure that your camera is enabled whenever you are trying to interface camera to Raspberry Pi. So our camera is enabled. So the next thing we need to do is to open our terminal. So our terminal is open. So the first command we need to run is look at the command sequence. We already have this, but since we want to use pip3, I'm going to just paste it here and run. Sorry, this is small letter sudo, not capital. So let's allow it to download pip3. Okay, so it's already installed. So the next thing we need to do is to install Pi camera. So I'm going to say pip3 install. So I press it. So pip3 install Pi camera. So this is actually small letter again. So we are installing Pi Camera library to our Raspberry Pi. Okay, we've already installed that before. That's cool. So the next thing we need to do is to write a script that is going to take a picture and save it on our desktop. So we're going to write a very basic script. So I'm going to open my Tony Pi. So I create a new project. So I'm going to just copy this. To save time of typing. So I just paste it, and here is it. So this says import time. So we are importing our time library. Then here we have from PyCamera, import PyCamera. So we are using the PyCamera. So PyCamera, so we are creating an object called camera for our PyCamera class. Then camera.resolution. So we are calling the internal method called resolution, and we are setting the resolution to 1280,720. Then here we start preview. Then we annotate text, so we add a text to the image. Then, of course, it's going to wait for 5 seconds before it does that, and then it saves it on our desktop. This is a directory to our desktop, which is /home/pi/desktop/image.jpg. So any name you want to call it, you can call the name of your image. So I may just use img here. Okay, so camera.stop preview. So the moment you start preview, do not forget to stop preview. And that's it. So let me run. I expect it to. It's not going to work because we've not connected our camera to our Raspberry Pi. So that's the next thing that we are meant to do. But before doing that, let me just save this file. So I'm going to call it camera.py. Enter. So it's saved right now. So let's make sure that our camera is connected. So our camera is connected right now. As you can see, it's connected right now. So I'm going to focus it on myself. So let's run again. So it says our error is saying the camera is not enabled. Camera is not enabled. Let's find out why. Okay, it's enabled. So I think I need to restart the Raspberry Pi to ensure that our camera boots with it. So I'm going to restart. Okay, so let's allow it to restart. So the moment our Raspberry Pi restarts, we expect the camera that we've connected to be recognized. So let's allow it to restart. So it's currently restarting. Okay, our Raspberry Pi is back. So let's go back to our Tony Pi and run the script once again. So I'm going to just click on run. So let's be sure there's no error this time around. You can see there's no error in our script. There's no error in our script. So we expect to see an image img.jpg on our desktop. So that's it here. You can see. So when you double click, you can see that's it. So this works very, very well. I can change it to something else. Let's say image 1. So when I run it again, I expect to find my face on it. Okay, so that's it here. So let's click and open. So that's my face. So the camera works very, very well by this little script here. So you can also modify it to not just take pictures, but also make videos. So you want to capture videos, very, very easy. I'm going to just copy the script, the code here. Then I'll create a new project. I'll call it cam. So I'm going to paste the code. Then I'm going to call this cam underscore video dot py. So this is the script we are currently running. It's called cam underscore py dot underscore v dot py. So this particular code here is meant to do what? It's meant to just take video, make a video for about 5 seconds. You can see that. Then it stops. So just like we did before, we create an object of the class by camera. Then we start our preview. We start recording. So it's going to record using this format, video rec.h264 format here. So after recording using this format, then it's going to do that for 5 seconds and then stop. So I'm going to teach you how to convert files that you've recorded that are in this format to .mp4 format. Okay, so I'm going to run it. So I run it. So it says syntax error. So this is small letter I. Yeah, so I run it again. I expect it to quickly run. Okay, Pi camera. So we have another error here. This is small letter F, not capital letter F. Cool. So I expect to get my face here. You can see. So after 5 seconds, it's meant to just stop. After 5 seconds, it's meant to stop. So the moment it stops, I expect to see a video on our desktop here. So this is our video rec. It's actually on our desktop, although we are unable to see it here. Okay. Sorry, it has been here. Look at it here. So we have our video.rec on our desktop. So I'm going to just double click to play. So that's it. Works very well. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to convert the file format. So how do we convert the file format? How do we convert? Because currently what we have is videorec.h264 here. So to convert the file format, all we need to do, well, first of all, we need to install this JPAG. So let's install JPAG. I'm going to cd paste. So after installing JPAG, next thing I'm going to do is to just type this code here. So mp4 box here, and that's it. Okay, so it's done installing. I'm going to paste this. So first of all, this has to be the name of the file that you want to convert. So I'm making it, it's going to be a video, right? So video rec, right? Dot h264. So I run it. Says cannot find file video rec. So let's confirm the name of the file. So the name is video rec. I seen that video rec dot h264. Okay, so let's go back to it. Video rec dot h264. Okay, they look very similar. It's meant to work. It's meant to work. So let's run it again and see. Okay, so it's done converting. So let's ls to view it again. So you can see videorec.mp4 is now on our system. So we can actually check it right here. So I'm going to close this and then push this down. I should find videorec.mp4. Can you see it here? So when I double click, the same file runs but in mp4 format. So that's how easy it is to use a camera on a Raspberry Pi. So we'll meet in the next lesson where we continue from where we stopped. Thank you.